Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today I want to make a video talking about how exactly I'm preparing for, the open job market and really unemployment in general. Now, this isn't going to be like a doomer-like video because I'm going to explain some of the things I'm trying to do to get ahead of the curve. But if you guys watched my last video, I kind of talked about how my employer is, in a way, I feel like aiming to replace us as cybersecurity slash SOC analysts. And I know we just had another meeting today, and my manager kind of reiterates that we're not in danger of losing our job to AI or layoffs or anything, even though my company is in financial hardship kind of times, if you'd say it that way. That's kind of an understatement, to be honest. But overall, my boss tries to be optimistic and say, we're not at risk of getting laid off. He has said things before, like, if anything, we're going to add jobs and anything, if anything, because we kind of have like a skeleton crew. But, I kind of want to get ahead of the curve because I don't believe I have a long time before I am inevitably replaced or laid off or something of that nature. And I kind of dive more into that in my last video. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go watch it for, further context. It kind of, supports this video and why I'm taking the actions I'm taking. But, in essence, I feel like I have probably 2 years of safety before I'm inevitably laid off. And I want to cover some of the things I'm doing to get ahead of the curve because, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people at my work are kind of just taking things day by day and they're not really looking long term. I think they're kind of aware that they might get replaced, and yet I don't think, at least I'm not aware of anyone trying to do anything extracurricular to get ahead. And a lot of that has to do too. A lot of the people that I work with have families. They have limited time because they have kids. In these, uncertain times, I'm blessed with being, 26 years old and not having any kids. So I don't have any responsibilities super tying me down. So if I need to relocate, I definitely can, and things of that nature. But overall, I've been applying here and there on LinkedIn. I'm trying to beef up my profile to get ready for unemployment. And mainly, if you guys aren't aware, I work in cybersecurity. So I'm definitely trying to tackle certifications right now. And so about 4 weeks ago at this point, I got my Network Plus certification. As you guys know, I already have Security Plus and CYSA Plus. So I've actually been backtracking now. I've been going back. And the reason why is because we're going through kind of like a restructuring in our SOC at my employer. And we got a new director of security, and he wants all of the layer 1 SOC analysts to have the trifecta for kind of just like fundamental theoretical knowledge, which I'm fine with, I guess, So he wants everybody to have the A plus, the Network Plus, and the Sec Plus, as everyone as layer 1 analysts. He wants us all to have that. And so I'm kind of thinking of it as, I should get these certs so that, if they're ever thinking about trying to trim fat, they can look at, my resume, they can look at my experience, they can see I've had next to no issues at work, they can see that I've gone above and beyond in getting the certifications that they've wanted me to get, and so that might, leave them to keeping me on the job. So I got my Network Plus, and just last week I passed my Core 1 for A+, so next week I'm going to test for Core 2, so I'm trying to speed through the Professor Messer course here, and so, knock on wood, hopefully I should have my A+ by the end of next week. And then after that, those 2 certifications, they will reimburse me for, so they'll pay for them. So that's like $900 worth of certs that they're able to cover. And so that will give me, A plus, Net plus, Sec plus, CYSA plus. Those are good fundamental CompTIA certs that a lot of HR filters recognize, and it makes me very Department of War, DoD compliant. So that's another benefit for getting CompTIA certs. The last thing I wanted to get, and I just had another buddy who's also kind of like a cybersecurity analyst. He just got the Sec AI Plus, which, if you guys don't know, that's kind of like an expansion certification that CompTIA just came out with in February of this year of 2026. And it's not a full-size certification like the Security Plus, but it's like an expansion series. It is a certification. I think the test is like 60 minutes long. You get a maximum of 60 questions. but it's basically like the Security Plus, but for AI specifically. And the reason why I want to do that is, one, it gives me some fundamental knowledge of securing AI platforms, which everything today is about AI, but also just to get that term on my resume and on my LinkedIn profile, AI. And I know, just because I take the Sec AI Plus doesn't really mean I know the ins and outs of AI, obviously. I'm preparing for the open job market. And unfortunately, guys, you have to appeal to HR first before you can appeal to technical managers. So I'm going for the Sec AI Plus after my A Plus, just for those HR filters. And also, too, I want to go back, because going through the Network Plus and the A Plus, it's kind of gotten my mind out of the security mindset. So I want to review some fundamentals of Security Plus. I want to go through the new CYSA Plus course that Dion's going to come out with at the end of July. There's going to be a new updated CYSA that's getting renewed this year by CompTIA for new curriculum. So I want to review that as well. And then following all of that, following thus, me passing the A plus, passing the Sec AI plus, reviewing Security Plus, reviewing the new CYSA plus curriculum. After all of that, which is again all theoretical, but I like to really grind in the fundamentals in my head. So I never think it's a waste to review those things. After that, I want to go after some hands-on practical certs, and these don't have as much HR recognition now, but I think technical managers care about them. And I'm starting to see online for job postings for SOC analysts and stuff, they'll look for, if you have proof of, if you have a GitHub, or if you have proof of TryHackMe Labs or Blue Team Labs online and things like that. So I want to get the Blue Team level 1, and then I also want to go through the certified, the Cyber Defenders route. So I want to get the Cyber Defenders level 1 and level 2. So the Blue Team level 1 and the Cyber Defenders level 1, they're kind of like competing certs. I just want to get them both because I like both platforms. I've heard good things about both, and they're both going to be around $500 each. I would love to do the Blue Team level 2, but that's nearly $3,000. That's a lot of money. I'm not going to pay for that cert. But the certified the Cyber Defender level 2 cert, which kind of is competing with the Blue Team level 2, that's I think $1,100 or $1,200. That's much more reasonable for me. I could find a way to put that money up for that. And then also, I know Blue Team, Security Blue Team, now named Sentry, they have the new Junior Detection Engineer certification for $500. I was thinking about that as well, just to give me some detection and alert tuning experience and hands-on experience and things like that. So after I get all this CompTIA theory out of the way, I'm going to really tackle some hands-on practical certs to put along my work experience, so that, past HR managers, technical managers can see, hey, I've done some hands-on things and here are some credentials that can, vouch for me. And then ultimately long-term, maybe 2-3 years down the line, medium to long-term, I've thought about getting the Security X. I'm not really going to bother with the Pen Test Plus. Again, maybe, but to be honest, I don't think a lot of people really care about the Pen Test Plus. I might do some hands-on, junior. EJPT, I think, is a hands-on red team, kind of junior pen testing cert. I think I would rather do that. I don't think Pen Test Plus or Security X have really even the HR recognition anymore. I guess Security X might be decent if you want DoD compliance, but ultimately in 2 to 3 years, I mean, the golden cert is CISSP, so that's going to be the thing that I aim for sure, in order to just kind of beef up my resume. But that's later down the line. For right now, this is my plan. Stay on this job as long as I can, keep looking out and applying, beefing up my LinkedIn profile. I'll probably pay for another year's worth of LinkedIn Premium, because that worked out for me in the past. And that kind of just gets more recruiters looking at my LinkedIn profile and things like that. So it just gives me more exposure. And then again, going through these CompTIA certs, beefing it up that way, getting some hands-on practical certs to go with my work experience, and maybe even some vendor certs, maybe a Cloud Azure or Google Cloud cert to go along with that, so I can show that I have some, cloud experience, or maybe some vendor certs with Splunk or CrowdStrike specifically, things of that nature. I might explore into. But for right now, it's mainly get those CompTIA and vendor neutral certs for HR filters, and then I want to get some, just general hands-on practical certs as well to put along my work experience. But so far, that's my plan. I'm taking it day by day. Again, I still think I think I got some decent time before I'm really, in a world of heat or a world of hurt, I guess you'd say, if the chopping block comes. But you got to plan for the worst, and you got to plan for it to come right around the corner. So that's exactly what I'm doing. If you guys have any other thoughts, or if you guys are in my same position doing the same thing, or if you're trying something else, or if you think there should be something else I should be doing, definitely let me know. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Have a good one.